Good afternoon. I'm back out on one of my favourite permissions today. On this one, I usually find the odd hammered. Whether I will today or not, I don't know. There's not a lot on this one that I found so far, but I'm hoping to change that. Not looking for sort of new coins. I just want older stuff, really, just to show the people what's out there. Anyway, I'll see you at the first hole. Look at this lovely tractor here, look. Big fat wheels. I'd rather be out on that, I think. Well, this is my first dig of the afternoon. It's not quite history. It's just a big lump of something or other that went in the ground years ago. But, you know, when I look at things like that, I think, how many years old is that? 100? 200? It can't be 50s or something like that. I wouldn't have thought they'd have used anything like that. So, it just shows that there's something of historical interest here somewhere. It's just finding that something. But I've just been across an area that's really noisy, and I was thinking, is that a fire or something they've had there or something? Because I always worry about that. But anyway, I'm on it, so let's see what else comes up. I got a bit of a dodgy signal here. It's floating between sort of 60 and 70, so that, to me, that's something that's false under there somewhere along the line. Might be lucky. But yeah, bloody cold out here today. And checked the weather forecast before I come out. I thought, well, yeah, it's going to sort of get better, but it hasn't. It's got colder, if anything. I had to put my neck scarf back on today. See, there's a better signal there. If I can get it first time, I'll film it. If not, I'll just have to turn you off and try again. And I'll just have to turn you off and try again. Well, I found it, and he used me plastic shovel, and I haven't cleaned it up. And I haven't seen one of those before, whatever that is. Bit of gold gild on there, or something. Gold gilded, or I haven't got a bloody clue what that is. It's got a crack in there, so any minute now it's going to break. I'll try and clean it up a little bit, and we'll have another look. Right, I've just made some sort of face out of that. Looks like a lion. Maybe a belt off the belt thing or something. What do you think? It's not that old. Weird. But it has got a lion-y type face on it. And I'm just, you know, as we're looking at it now, I'm just trying to wonder what it is myself. This bloody wind, Christ. I'm just digging on the side of this bank, and I think I found a bit of a pot or something. You can just about see it here. What would that have been? Any ideas? Somewhat broken, but there's definitely something to it, if you see. It's like an irony type. Yeah, weird. Hang on a sec, let's see what it come up on. Come up on a straight 50, so don't know. That's one to sort of think over for the rest of the day. Well, we got quite a good signal here. But it's wishy-washy, so I'm just going to dig it just to see what it is, if anything. Probably a bit of wire. Sounds like a bit of wire. I was just thinking then when I was going over here, I've been digging all over the place, walking all over the place, in places where I wouldn't have gone, and I just thought to myself, well, that's got me on to a different sort of track. I don't know where I'd go from here, but, you know, it's fate really, isn't it, I suppose? Going over a decent signal. This doesn't sound too decent, but let's have a quick look. Dear, I've got to do a little bit more digging on this one, just a sec. Well, I think this is the first coin of the day. As per, it's always toasted, especially in these fields, but it's come up on such a high signal, I can just feel the sort of head, and I think it's George III. I always say it's a George III, but it's more than likely to be a George III. That's because yeah, you could just about see his head on this side. There would have been the Britannia on that side, and looking at that there on the bottom, there's a slight line, if you can see. So if you flip that over, you can sort of see the head going that way. Perhaps I'm imagining things, but that's a bit of experience. Anyway, first coin of the day, not too bad. Oh, this is quite interesting. You know, I found that buckle earlier. Well, I thought to myself, what is that bloody thing? Keep it, you know, as you do, going on and on and on. So I had a look on my phone. I'll get my phone out. See that there? Right, it's a lion. There's a French Army waist belt plate, lion's head buckle. That's what it says. Right there. The age of it, let's see if I can get some internet, but the age of it is about, I don't know, 1800 or something. But if you put the two together, that's sort of, might be back to front to back, or whatever you want to call it. But that's sort of, that's it, see? Oh dear, if I've got nothing else to think about in my life rather than these bloody things. Never mind, marvellous, I got to the bottom of that. And it's French. What are the French doing here? And their army. Odd. I don't know much French. I can remember the teacher saying to me in French something like, comment vous appelez-vous? And I used to say, je m'appelle André, because my name's Andy. André. And she used to say things like, can you tell me anything more? And I used to be able to say, le ciel est bleu. Well, today, the ciel est not bleu. It's brun. So there's your French lesson for today. Oh my God. Well, I can't count up to 25 in French. I can do 10. But yeah, we got 25 here. And I don't think it's anything any good. Probably a little bit of rubbish. Right, it's in there. It's gone right down to the bottom of the Ferris, so it's probably a bit of iron. Bloody wind! Can you hear that? Right, there's something in there. Let's have a little look, see what we can find. Normally, it sort of gives the game away when you, especially on this site, when you sort of dig down and you see a little bit of rust and you think, oh Jesus, here we go, bloody crap. But whatever there was is gone, so I've got to have a look for that now. Well, we're back on the tomback buttons. You just about see a circle in the middle there, so there would have been something on this one. But the shank's bent, but he's still there. Yeah, I'm quite pleased about that. I reckon, what's that, 1800, something like that? Anyway, on to the next. Well, this is quite interesting. I thought it was a coin, actually. And it turns out it was on his side in sort of, well, let's get a bit of mud. It sort of looked like that, yeah? Looked like that. Look, you see that? Yeah, it sort of looked like that. So it was sort of pinned through the mud, and I thought to myself, oh, that's a bloody rivet. But as I pulled it, that come out. I've never seen one of them. Bloody marvellous that is. I don't know what it goes in or what it was a pin for. Someone's hair maybe. And there's something, I don't know, it's like can you see that? There's a couple of lines there. It's all flat here. Doesn't seem to be any writing on the other side, but that's really nice. That's the sort of stuff I'm looking for, you know, something like that. All these toasty coins, well, they're lovely and all that sort of stuff. It just, if somebody can sort of ID that, I had no idea what it is. It might be some farmery type stuff, but it's bloody lovely. Anyway, moving on. I just dug this one up. I thought it was a button at first, and it looks like a button, to be honest, but it also doesn't as well, because if you look at that bit of shaft on the end of it, or whatever that is, it's too long for a button, so it's obviously clipped onto something. But whatever it was or whatever it is, I don't know, and I don't even think we'll get anything up if we wash it or when we wash it. Yeah. Right, and I got another toasty coin up, actually. I was digging this hole, I don't know, a foot deep or something or other, and this stone and this coin, I know it's only a toasty, but I just wasn't getting the right signal, but that was over the top of that, and that was on his edge. But I don't know what it is, I can't really tell. But it's old, but it was hidden right underneath this, on his side sort of thing, and I was getting a sort of a one-sided signal, and I kept at it, and there it is. I'm quite surprised, actually. I wouldn't have gone to that great lengths to get, you know, to dig out to see what the actual signal was, because it just sounded crap. But that's how wrong we could be. I've always said with these detectors, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but my mate seems to think, well, one of my mates seems to think that a detector would go through sort of anything. It don't matter about these little stones. Well, I bear to differ. I mean, if I'd have filmed the whole lot of that, I could have showed you exactly what I'm going on about. But it doesn't happen very often, but I'll try again. Not very interesting, I know, but I reckon this thing here, I reckon that is or that way, light bulb. Bottom of a light bulb. Gotta be. And it was bloody 2 foot, well, not 2 foot, what am I about? 8 inches down, something like that. Mental. I'm just about to dig this one. It's 50, dead on. But it's dropping down to the bottom ferrous, which ain't really a problem, but it usually tells me it's something different than a coin or something like that, or a relic, or a button or something. But we'll have a quick look just to see if we can spot what it is straight away. Well, the signal's still the same, so I'll just see if I can get it straight away. If not, I'll have to switch you off again. Well, it's down there somewhere. Oh, a moo tube. Christ, I haven't had one of those for ages. Oh dear. Still, there's worse things that can happen. Well, this could be another one. Terrible signal that is, but I'll dig it just to see if it is another one. Can't leave them there. Like I always said, you're going to come back here again. You can't leave them there because they come up on 50s, 60s, all sorts of different signals. One of these days you'll miss it. Oh, that sounds awful now. Just a second, I'll let you know what it is. Well, I said it sounded awful. I don't really know what it is, to be honest. It's got a bit of a rim around the side. Looks a bit different than a halfpenny or something. But how can you sort of find out what that is without? It's like a blank. I might get some sort of head off of it. I'll have a look a minute. Let me just see if I can clean it up a little bit. Oh, roughly, I think it's a Victoria. It looks that way, but there's no guarantees. I'm still messing about trying to rub it, whether that's a nose facing that way or if there's something facing this way. Can't really tell. So it must be it's got to be a half P or something. You can sort of see a line along there. And there's something up here, but I don't know. Spend half my life looking at coins and rubbish, seeing if I can suss out what it is, but on this one I'm stuffed. Well, at this point I'd just like to say thanks for those who watch this channel and are supporting it, subscribed and liked and shared and all the rest of it. This lark, or this detecting lark, you know, you can go out and you can search and search and search. Now, there's, you know, I don't say what comes up and what doesn't come up, but whatever does come up I will film and I'll do my best. But some days I just go out. It's like today I've had 3 coins of that French thing, and that pin and a couple of other bits and pieces. I'm out for another couple of hours. There's no guarantees what I'm going to find. Could find a hoard, I could find a load of crap, but it's just one of those things. But yeah, it's not easy, and I just try and cater for everybody that watches it, and I try and get the best that I can out of the ground, and I try and go to the best places. It's not Suffolk, it's not Norfolk, it's Devon, and we all know what Devon's like, but some days are good and some days are horrendous. Do you know, I was thinking the other day with these clods, I might actually do some sort of draw one day, and the winner gets a clod, so they can, you know, I could probably bake it like they used to years ago with Conquerors, but there's something in this one, I don't know what it is. I think it's a bit of glass or something, or, well, God knows where that went, but is it still in there? Yeah. Is it another move tube? No, there's something in there. I reckon that's a button in there. Do you reckon that's a button? See that in there? Right, so perhaps I could wrap one of these up and send it off as a present, look. Anyway, let's see what this is. I don't go to... yeah, there you go, look. Little button. Wouldn't that be nice? And it's a tomback as well, so there's a bit of history there. That come up on a 20. Sort of 1800, 1850s, that's where I always date them. As everybody else does, so I'm sort of following suit, but if you know better, let me know. As I said, tomback, 1850-ish. Right, we've got another clod. It wasn't a very good signal, this one, but it's worth opening up together, isn't it? I suppose. Oh, there you go, look. Some sort of something. How the hell? You know, my job now is to try and tell you what that is. Hang on. Well, I'm going to bat this one back over to you lot, because I don't think it's a washer. It doesn't feel like a washer. You've seen how deep it come up here. Really deep. Might be a drill coin. Could it be a button that's fell apart? Don't look like to be any sort of writing or anything like that on the side, but it's not sort of on centre. It's sort of off centre. Do you see what I mean? And maybe a bit of furniture. Don't know. It was deep and give off a weird signal. Yeah, that one's 63. Quite stable as well. Anyway, should we say moving on or on to the next? On to the next, I reckon. Well, we've got another Claudie now, and here it is. And I've just had a quick look on the other side. There's something going on, and I reckon it's a button, but it's like a bronzy colour. Here I do. Get myself covered in muck for a button, and yeah, there it is. Another tomback, but nothing on it. But it was in the clod. It looks a bit older, that one, and it's got some sort of colour to it. So I don't know. Maybe 1750, 1800, probably 100 years old, older than the last one we were talking about, the tomback. Oh, we got a bit of a signal here. 41, 42, sort of 3 shovels down. I'm having a bit of an up and downer with this field, because it's a lot of iron in it, and it's focusing off against other stuff. Pain in the bloody arse, but anyway, got to keep going, as you do. Right, whatever that is there, it looks like a bit of lead. See it? What is that? Looks like a lead. Does that look like a lead button to you? Or some sort of lead? I don't know. Something old and odd. That is old, and that is odd. And it looks like a button, and that could be just nothing or something. That could be a... Would that be a pot mend? I don't know. Could be. Yeah. I'll just poke that through a minute, see if there is anything going through. I don't want to bust it, but yeah, there's something going on in here. Let's see. There's a hole in there now. The mind boggles, but it's lead. It's definitely lead. Well, you'll have to help me on this one. I've got no idea. It's heavy. It's a bit of a relic, I think, but I don't know what it is. I ain't got a clue. It's a horse thing, maybe? Weird. Nice, though. That's the sort of stuff I like digging up. Just, as I said earlier, these toasty coins and all that sort of stuff are really nice. But unless you can get anything off them to work out when the age was or who the monarch was or whatever, it's just wasting your time, really, but that's nice. I'm not too sure about this one. I just dug it. I think it's a link off of something. The link sort of broke, but I've got it. Just found it about 6-7 inches down in the ground, and it looks to me, there's a little bit of patina on it, but it looks sort of more iron than anything else. But yeah, interesting. Just had this button up right in the middle of a cow pat. Bloody brilliant. Nice.